Welcome back to Studio F from Fast Times Willy B. We'll be reviewing Bowfinger for its 25th anniversary. Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
Russell?
Welcome back to Fast Times Willy B. I'm Willy B. I got Court back. Court, how we doing?
Good to be back.
Good to have you back. So today we'll be reviewing Bowfinger. Turns 25 years old on August 13th, 1999. Directed by Frank Oz, written by Steve Martin, and also stars Steve Martin and Eddie Murphy, the two lead roles. You got Christine Baranski, you know her from The Grinch.
Yeah.
We kind of caught on to that.
Martha May.
Yep. We got Jamie Kennedy, who was made very popular by the Scream franchise. And then Robert Downey Jr. also.
A young RDJ.
In a very low-key supporting role, but he makes his appearances.
It was really cool to see him in there, actually.
For sure. And then Heather Graham, the other bigger name in this film. Obviously, we know and love her from Boogie Nights, among others, but she's in this one playing the newcomer to Hollywood who is sleeping her way up the chain of command.
Yeah.
But we'll hop into the good. And, this isn't a movie that's like anything earth-shattering. It's not a home run, but it's entertaining and it's funny.
It has its, little one-liners in there that they throw in there every now and again that keeps you invested and interested.
Yeah, it seemed like every time that it was getting a little slow or dull, like you said, a one-liner came across, whether it's you got to keep Mr. Weenie in your pants when he's talking about the Laker girls with Eddie Murphy's character, Kit Ramsey. Or it's when one of the funnier scenes is when we first get introduced to Kit Ramsey's young brother, who is played by Eddie Murphy.
Where he's running across the highway.
Yeah, but every time he's on the screen, whether it's the running across the highway or when Heather Graham takes her top off, he goes, "Awesome!" Or when he's interviewing him, and he's like, "Would you show your butt on camera?" And he goes, "I guess so, yeah." Just stuff like that.
And the one part that I really liked is the part where he walks in the door and he's like, Mister, I have to tell you something. I just had intercourse with the most wonderful girl. Yeah. She was fast and had lots of speed. I was like, oh.
Yeah, she's a speed. He's just going on and on. Ends up being Heather Graham's character, which is supposedly dating Steve Martin, Bowfinger. Well, she's dating everybody because then Bowfinger's having a meeting with her.
Way up the command.
Yeah, and Jamie Kennedy's character comes in and goes, "Oh, hey, sweetie." Yeah, just that was fun. But yeah, it's got some comedy that doesn't land for me, but for the most part, the one-liners are pretty funny.
Yeah, it was one of those movies where when you said, "Do you want to watch a movie today?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" But it really. Like you said, it wasn't the greatest movie by any means, but it was one of those movies that it was a good watch.
Yeah. Interesting story. I think the comedy's written very well for Steve Martin and Eddie Murphy. Yeah. I don't think it would work for any other comedic actors.
Those are the two stars of the show.
Yeah.
So.
And Steve Martin obviously wrote this one, so he knows what's going to work for him and what's going to work for Murphy.
Yeah.
But just an interesting story in the sense that you got, Steve Martin, who's this aging filmmaker who just wants to make a film, but he can't get a star for his movie. So let's make a movie with him without him knowing. It's just an interesting story,
It's a movie, which is kind of a
really
concept.
Yeah. But, I didn't know what to expect with this movie when I read the synopsis. But I wasn't mad at what we got. I enjoyed it for the most part.
No, I wasn't mad at all. There were their slow parts, but overall, it was a pretty solid movie.
And everybody, as far as acting goes, I think did their job. Again, it wasn't anything that's going to win an award, but nobody was bad.
Nobody was bad. They all played their small role and made it a good movie.
For sure. Is there anything that really stuck out to you in the good? I mean, it's hard to talk about the technicals of filmmaking when you're talking about a comedy. But
on top of the one-liners, I just liked the plot of the movie was just so different than what I'm used to seeing. Normally, you have your action movies and all your other different types of movies. Yes, this was a comedy, but the plot of the movie, having him be a broke filmmaker trying to make his way up the chain, was cool. It was lighthearted. It was funny.
Yeah. Definitely lighthearted. There's some relatability to it as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't live in California, but like when he opens up that box and there's less and less money each time, I think all of us can relate to that.
It's like when he first opens up the box, he's like, I have $2,800 some dollars.
Yeah.
That's enough to make a movie.
Yeah. He's like, it takes millions of dollars to make a movie. He's like, that's after all the, the 10% and this and that and this. Every movie, cash, $2,184.
Yeah.
Hey, they made the movie.
Hey,
it took maybe a little bit of credit card theft.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was a good part, too.
But, no, it was. It was lighthearted. It was good. It was relatable. We get a little stab at us from as Ohioans.
Oh, yeah.
Heather Graham says, I'm from Ohio.
But I'm not from Ohio.
Like saying that you're dumb if you're from Ohio.
Come on, Heather. What are you trying to say?
Come on, throw us a bone, Yeah. But, no, it's just one of those feel-good movies that's fun to throw on and have a good laugh with.
Oh, yeah. It's not gonna... Obviously, it's an older movie, so it's been out for a while now.
Yeah.
It's not the best movie we've ever seen, but it's a good movie to sit down with family and have a movie night and just chill and watch.
For sure. So we'll hop over to the meh. And I'm going to preface the meh by saying I don't have anything in the bad because this movie obviously knew what it was. Mm-hmm. So even the stuff that would technically be bad was done that way on purpose. Yeah. But as far as the mad go, I would just put some of the comedy here. There are some dry spells. There's some comedy that didn't age well in 25 years, maybe. It just didn't hit as hard watching it in 2024 as maybe it would have in 1999.
Oh, yeah.
And then, Steve Martin and Eddie Murphy both are characters and actors that take an acquired taste. And I've always been, for the most part, a fan of Eddie Murphy. Yeah. Steve Martin has been hit or miss for me. Mm-hmm. And I think some of that also played into not being as funny at moments for me as Steve Martin is that acquired taste of comedian, and he's just never been my favorite.
I've always really loved Eddie Murphy. Mm-hmm. Eddie Murphy. Any movie that Eddie Murphy is in, I'm gonna at least give it a chance.
Yeah.
And yes, I thought there were some slower parts of the movie, but there wasn't really any bad. It was just really just kind of like, this movie is what it is, and they made it what they made it, and that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. I'd also put the ending, like the third act in the meh. It's really fast.
Yeah.
Really rushed.
Oh, yes. Like,
from the moment we're getting like the final shot trying to get him to say "gotcha suckers" to the roll credits, it feels like 5 minutes.
And it was interesting to me, like how in the beginning of the movie, how he was talking about wanting a movie that has that powerful line at the end.
Yeah.
And in a stupid kind of funny way, I feel like if the plot would have went the other way and they would have just asked him to do the movie and showed him the line, maybe he would have done it.
I mean, like he tried to show him the line, but he obviously messed up somehow by saying something wrong about Mindhead.
Yeah, because he threw him out of the car.
Yeah, but it was just like from the point of them trying to get him to say "gotcha suckers" and the police helicopter showing up, to them finding the blackmail on the Lakers girls, to them showing the blackmail, then the premiere. It was all just so quick.
It was within like 5 or 10 minutes. And it's like, if you're gonna do this, slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, because you had this whole buildup of this movie, and it felt like once we were getting over the hill, it was over.
Yeah. Yeah. The ending was really quick, fast, to the point, and you already knew what it was going to be, but I wish they would have took their time a lot more.
And then, get a fun, cheesy 21 Jump Street type or 22 Jump Street type ending where it's like, we're making another movie. We're going to Taiwan. Where 22 Jump Street ended in the sense that they're showing 23 and 24.
And so it's funny how they did it with the brother rather than Kit, which was cool.
Jeff Ramsey is in a fake purse ninjas. Over in Taiwan. But
I like the little part where they each had to like take their time getting off of the little stage there. They reminded me a lot of like me. Like that's what I would look like if I was
getting off the stage. My favorite part of that scene was probably when they're following him along and you can see the camera in the mirror. I'm like, well, there's that. There's the film crew.
That's what kind of movie they're making.
Yep. But like I said, there's nothing in the bad. It's just, it knows what it is. It doesn't take itself too serious.
And you didn't really have to change much. It's a lighthearted movie. It's a funny movie. You don't have to make it too serious. Mm-hmm. Like you said, it is what it is. It was what it was made to be, and it's not the greatest movie in the world, but Eddie Murphy's in it, a young RDJ. It's at least a movie that you can sit down and watch and have a few laughs.
For sure. So we'll hop to our final thoughts and ratings. What do you want to leave off the Bowfinger, and what do you give it out of 10?
I would give it a 6. Probably.
A 6? Okay. So we're right on par with each other.
It's better than, it's a little bit above a 5, but
it's a decent movie.
Yeah, it's nothing to write home about, but
it's got enough laughs to make it worth watching. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I put it at a 6 out of 10 as well. Yeah. It's not towards the top of comedies for me, but it's definitely not towards the bottom either. There's some stinkers when it comes to the comedy genre, and this isn't one of them by any means. Is it something that I'd revisit? Maybe like you said, in a situation where we're hanging out with some friends, or we're just looking for a few laughs, so we throw something stupid on in the background. I don't think it's something I'd ever give my full attention to again.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something that it's background worthy for sure. Like it's nothing that I would never not watch again.
It's one of those movies that you kind of throw on if you're trying to if you're hanging out with friends, or it's one of those movies that you're throwing on if you're falling asleep, just to have one in the background.
Yeah.
Something that you're not really paying attention to, but
it's not a movie I'll shun.
It was a good watch.
Yeah. I had fun. I had fun for sure. It got us laughing out loud a few times. So that's the tell.
Like the end where he finally, hey Laker girl.
Yeah, I think the Jeff Ramsey stuff both got us quite a bit. Between the highway scene, his interview, and when he first got laid, all of those I think were the 3 big laughs you got from us. But overall, like you said, it's just a good time, lighthearted, and maybe we'll revisit it again sometime with the other guys,
the boys, when
we're hanging out. So that'll do it for Bowfinger. Port, my man. Thanks
for coming on.
Of course, thank you for coming on in a crunch too.
Yeah, of course.
I texted you this morning and you were here this afternoon, so I appreciate that.
No problem.
I appreciate you all for watching. If you like what you're watching, please check out some of these other videos. Hit the subscribe button or follow the social links down below. Check out Bowfinger for its 25th anniversary, and we will talk to you all soon. Peace.